What's good, YouTube? Back into another video. Today we're going to be creating animated lyrics on our music video. I'm going to give you different tips and tricks for your workflow. Let's get hop right into it. So I'm not going to play the song for copyright reasons, but for every time he states a new word, I left a marker there. That makes it easier for me to place my text pluses onto the timeline and animate my lyrics. So now I want the lyrics to actually be behind the subject. So I'm going to select so now I'm going to hold Alt and select the top clip, move up to make a copy, and then I'm going to move it up to the next track, then my right click and open in Fusion. So now in Fusion, I'm using a mid-flow vertical layout. So if you want to follow along, go to Workspace, Layout Presets, Fusion Preset, and mid-flow vertical. Otherwise, you can follow along with the default layout. I'm gonna make sure my media 1 selected, grab the magic mask, and I'm gonna select my subject. Magic Mask 2 is really good at isolating various parts of the subject. You can't just blindly click, if you know, like I know his body is right here. But if you want to be able to see the subject, I'm gonna go over here to Post Multiply Image, uncheck that, and then just select the rest of my subject. Now with this particular clip, the subject is laying on his car here, so I'm actually gonna select the car as well. So this way, when I do my lyrics, it'll appear behind the subject and the car. Then I'm gonna go track back and forward. Now I'm gonna recheck Post Multiply Image. Then I'm gonna go to Matte. I'm gonna turn up the blur a little bit just to soften the edges. Then the edit page, I'm gonna go to Effects. I'm gonna go grab a Text Plus. So I'm gonna place it in between the two clips. I'm gonna move this to the next marker. So basically each text plus should be in between each marker. So if I click on the text plus, you can see it's behind the subject here. And the first word he said is found. And then I'm gonna change this to Lemon Milk. This is one of the fonts that's in my Essential Pack, which real quick, if you have the Essential Pack, I did release a new update. It's a minor update, just taking all the fonts and putting them into a folder where you can just install them right on your desktop instead of having to go through that PDF and click the links to download the fonts, which I know is at one point, a lot of the fonts website was actually down temporarily. So I went through and found them all on my computer and put them in a folder for you.
Good job.
So the regular text, I want to change it to bold, and then I'm going to increase the size, which it doesn't take up the full frame like I want to. So I'm going to go to transform, go to size, and then I'm going to scale it up on the y-axis. Then I'm going to move it down the y offset. About right, actually, I'm going to turn the y-axis, the size down a little bit, move this back up. And then I'm going to go to spacing and increase the spacing. So that makes it fill up the whole frame. Then I'll go back over to text. I'm going to change the color to red. So then I'm going to click on the text, right click, and open in Fusion. So now in Fusion, I'm going to click on the template, hit Control Space and type in glow. Looking for a soft glow. You can tweak the glow effect to how you see fit. Then I'm going to go back to the edit page. And basically, we're just going to copy this. So hold Alt. Move over to the next slot, or in between the next two markers. And just in case you don't know how to create markers, as long as there's nothing selected on your timeline, you just hit M on the keyboard and it'll create a marker at the top. If you have snapping enabled, anytime you place something on your timeline, you'll see this little white line pop up indicating that, hey, this is where you should stop in order to line up with that marker. Going to the next lyric here is just say me, and then I can go through and customize the me. So I'm gonna go to transform again. I'm gonna increase the x-axis and then increase the spacing. So the me takes up some more space. Then hold Alt and move to the next one. The next one says await. I'm gonna go to transform, turn down the spacing, and actually I'm gonna reset the x-axis back to default. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit, turn down the spacing a little bit more. So basically the whole word fits within the frame. And then basically just gonna repeat this. So now I've gone through and set up my lyrics for everything. So now I'm gonna grab the top clip and actually I'm gonna move it up one more track. And I'm gonna grab an adjustment clip. I'm gonna adjust the adjustment clip to the first few frames of each text. And then I'm going to effects and I'm gonna look for rumble. These are my camera shake presets. There's a camera shake effect in the Essentials pack, and then I have the rumble pack that had a little bit extra bells and whistles. I'm actually gonna use the base camera shake effect and add it to the adjustment clip. Again, this is found in my Essentials pack. So I'm gonna click on the adjustment clip and go to effects. I'm gonna turn up the strength and the speed. Motion blur is already turned on. It's gonna shake on the x-axis, which you can hit the drop down and change the different axes. So Y is up and down, X is side to side, X and Y basically shakes all over the place. Z-axis is back and forward. Then you have X, Y, and Z. So actually, I think I'm gonna change it to the Y-axis. So basically, gonna shake up and down real quick, and it's gonna affect the background and the text as well. But then I'm just hold Alt and make copies of that and just place on the first few frames of each text. When he says envious, that's the last lyric. I'm actually stretch this out to the end of this little clip here. I'm gonna grab this handle and stretch it to create this fade out effect. And then I stretch the camera shade to kind of coincide with the fade out. Now, of course, if you don't have my Essential Pack, but you can also go into Resolve effects, or I think if you were before DaVinci Resolve 20.1 or 20.2, it was just called Open Effects. And then you can go in here and go into camera shake and add it to the adjustment clip and then keyframe the camera shake, which of course, with my preset, you don't have to worry about keyframes. So now one last little effect I want to do is go in here on the text plus, right click on open in Fusion, and we control space. I'm gonna type in flicker. You can grab the flicker node, hold shift and add it to the pipeline. Then I'm gonna go to the effects tab, turn up the speed, and I'm gonna turn up the range. It's gonna create this flicker effect. And there you have it. There's at least one way you can animate lyrics for your next video. If you learned anything new in today's video, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.